Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, and today's video I really wanted to take a moment to reflect on my recent Sephora hauls. Over the past 6 months or so, I have purchased quite a few products from Sephora, and as much as I loved them at that time, I want to tell you where are they now. Today I decided to sit down and really evaluate each product and give you my honest opinions and thought if I regret buying them or not. I'll cover a good range of products from complexion to lip duos to eyebrow products. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe button if you enjoy this video, and let me know in the comments below if you've tried any of these products. So if you're curious to hear my thoughts on some popular Sephora products, grab yourself a snack and let's get into it. I will try to group the products by category and will leave the stamps underneath this video for you to navigate. I want to start from eyeshadow palettes, and I picked up 3 different ones. The first one that I want to talk about is this My Dream palette from Natasha Denona. I do have a dedicated video on this palette. This is a mid-size eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona. This was launched in fall of 2022. I generally really like the mid-size of Natasha Denona palettes. They are very, very good quality. This color story is pretty neutral. However, you still get a little bit of pops of color here, and also this duochrome is absolutely gorgeous. This palette is an exceptional quality, and there's so many different looks that you can create with it. I could easily call this my dream palette because this is a really, really good palette to have if you like your neutrals, if you like a little bit of that smoky glam to your makeup wardrobe. This palette has been definitely very much loved by me, and if this would disappear out of my life, I could definitely see myself repurchasing this. The next eyeshadow palette that I purchased was this Empowered eyeshadow palette from Huda Beauty. I do have a dedicated video on this palette with look tutorials as well. This palette has a warm and cool tones. The matte formula in this palette is definitely a very nice Huda eyeshadow formula. There are no duds within the mattes. She also pushed her creativity here and introduced some of the newer formulas. The gold shades literally look like you melted gold and put it on your lid. Very, very impactful shimmers. And then there are also 2 cream bases included here. I do generally enjoy this palette, and I do appreciate that she's always trying to bring something new with her launches and surprise us. However, there are definitely a few bones for me to pick here. I just don't necessarily find the mattes are very interesting. We've seen the cool tones before, we've seen this shades like the warmer tones before. Especially we know that Huda is very, very good at making her warm neutrals. I really wish that these 2 cream formulas were together and then covered with a clear flap so that the powder product doesn't get into them. So what this palette lacking is lighter formulas of shimmers. All these shimmers are beautiful, but they look a little bit heavier, a little bit out there, and I really wish that there was just at least maybe 1 or 2 day appropriate shimmers. I don't really reach for this palette as often. I use this eyeshadow palette to go out and create very, very evening looks, and I enjoy them very much because these shimmers are really, really beautiful. But unfortunately, I do not reach for this palette for my day wear looks. Generally do not regret buying this palette because I do have a YouTube channel. I do review products here and share my look tutorials. So I do like to have this palette in the collection because the formulas are good. So if I wouldn't have my YouTube channel and I was an everyday consumer, I think I would not be holding on to this palette. And then the last eyeshadow palette that I want to talk about today that I purchased lately from Sephora is this Ethereal Eyes from Mario. Well, if you've been to my channel, you already pretty much know what I'm gonna say and how I feel about it. Every time I look in this palette, or I know that I'm gonna be talking about it in my video, I always have this like heavy sigh coming out of my body. So I think this palette is a little bit frustrating to me because not because of the formula. The formula of the matte is very, very good, and it blends itself really. So there are 2 different shimmer formulas. Some of them are just more of your very sparkly toppers that have like glitter particles, and the other ones, they're a little bit more pigmented, like full pigment shimmers. I'm not really going to say anything about the color story because this is a basic neutral palette that we've seen times and times again from every single brand on the planet. This was quite pricey eyeshadow palette for what it is. I, first of all, do not like the packaging. It is very well made and it's pretty durable. However, it is white and I do not like it because it is already dirty. I have stains all over it and they do not come off. I don't want to pick on it, but it's considerably difficult to open because there's really no notch. There is kind of like an area here that's supposed to help you to open it, but it is so shallow that it almost makes no difference. So you have to really pull this apart, and it is at times difficult. When this palette was launching, it was a lot of hype about it. I don't want to say I fell for the hype because I actually wanted to try an eyeshadow formula from Mario because he is a very well-known celebrity makeup artist. So I eventually wanted to try his eyeshadow formula, and I've heard good things about his previous palettes, so I definitely wanted to try this. And then the marketing campaign for this eyeshadow palette was through the roof, and I think that's what got me for most part. The mattes, like I said, they're really nice, but ColourPop eyeshadow formula is also very nice. But these shimmers, especially the ones that are glittery toppers, they just have so much fallout, and it doesn't really matter, in my experience, it doesn't really matter how I apply them to the lid. Either I apply them dry with my finger with a brush directly, or I do use a stickier base. The fallout just continues happening throughout the day. I do reach for this palette here and there because I already have it, but if this palette would disappear out of my life, I would not even remember about it. Let's get into some complexion products that I wanted to talk about. I want to start from this Dinessa Myrix Yummy Skin Cream Blush. I do have a one in the shade Bellini. I think the formula is really nice. It is pigmented, it's blendable, it also does go on your powdered face. So this is a product that I'm excited to reach for in a hotter season or just generally throughout the year because it is easy to use, and it is also a self-setting formula that fully dries. So if you do not like setting or powdering your blushes, you don't have to with this one. This is excellent. The next complexion product that is considerably new to the market, it was launched 2023. This is HD Skin Matte Velvet powder foundation from Makeup Forever. I got mine in the shade 1N10. This is a reformulated product from the previous one that came in a black packaging. I personally haven't tried the original one. This is my first one of its kind. I do have a separate review and wear test for this product, and I've talked about it in a few of my videos already. And I just want to say that it is a really nice formula. It gives you a really nice natural finish and is considerably long wearing. However, this is not the formula that blew my socks off. I do have a considerably good size of powder foundations in my collection. I am a combination oily skin. I have quite a few things to compare to. This is a high-end product and it is nice, but it's not like that nice that I would run out of my house. To me, it's just an okay product. And so this last complexion product for today is a duo that you've heard me talk about it a lot of times on my channel because it needed to be talked about. Complexion Duo from Patrick Ta. Very beautiful compact, however it does get dirty with the fingerprints. So it had a cream foundation and a finishing powder. Mine is in the shade Fair 3. I have a significant pan going on here. I'm actually trying to finish it and never remember about this product ever again in my life. This powder is actually okay, and I use it for retouching or for setting my under eye area because it's considerably thin, and I just use a triangular powder puff and it works. However, this product is no good. It just did not work for me. It looked really bad. It looked cakey, it looked heavy. It settled into every single line. Generally, I was really excited about this launch because I've tried different products from Patrick Ta brand and I've heard a lot of good reviews from people. And whenever this was launched, I was super excited. So needless to say, I was quite disappointed because the price tag on this was quite high. Testing complexion products is one of my favorite things to do here on my channel. Definitely wanted to try this product when it was launched. However, I do in a way regret not returning it after I purchased it and realized that it was not for me. Before we get into lip products, I do have a one eyebrow duo to share with you, which I discovered not so long ago. This is a duo from One Size Beauty called Brow Kiki Tinted Nourishing Brow Gel and then a micro defining pencil. I have both of these in the shade Soft Brown. Love the pencil, absolutely great formula. You have a spoolie on one end and a really nice precise pencil on the other side. This has a really nice shade. It's more on that neutral, slightly bit cooler undertone, so it definitely gives me that really nice defined eyebrow. It also works with my complexion generally really well. As far as this tinted brow gel, I really enjoy. It does have a very unique formula, and you may already know that I really love brow products. This is like one of my favorite categories. I absolutely love eyebrow products, and especially tinted eyebrow products, because I wasn't blessed with beautiful bushy eyebrows. So I do test a ton of different eyebrow products of all sorts of formulas. This is definitely a formula that I've never encountered before. This mascara also has a very nice brush. It's really nice and stiff, and it's tapered, so it's very, very convenient to use. Deposits a very good amount of tint to your eyebrows. What's special about this formula is that even though it is a liquid formula, like a liquid tinted gel, however, when you apply it to your eyebrows, it turns into a powdery finish and it looks like you have done your eyebrows with powder product. It looks very, very natural and light, however gives you the beautiful hold. I have been loving both of these products, really good quality. So I want to finish this video on a happy note. Let's get into lip products, and I do have a few lip duos to share with you. Let's start from the very recent launch, and these are the Soft Pinch tinted lip oils from Rare Beauty that were just recently launched. I initially purchased one and then I tried it and I went back literally right away and purchased another shade. Beautiful creamy formula, very reflective, also leaves a beautiful stain behind that reflects the color of the product in the beginning. It is not waxy. It is just comfortable, beautiful, non-sticky, doesn't smell bad, gives you a little bit of a cooling effect that does not burn your lip. Beautiful formula, very good launch. Next, a favorite duo is something that you've already seen and heard me talk about so many times here on my YouTube channel and my vlogs, on my Instagram. This is a duo from LYS Beauty. The formulas are really lovely. The pencil is really easy to use. It's pigmented. It just glides on your skin, on your lips, and you don't have to tug it. It doesn't get clumpy, anything like that. It's just a beautiful pencil. And as far as the lipstick formula, it is called a matte formulation, but there's really nothing matte that I can find in this. It's beautiful, glossy, like the cream formula that looks a little bit glossy and makes your lips look very nice and healthy and shiny. It's not the most long wearing formula. You do need to reapply it from time to time. So after I tried this duo first time, this duo moved into my daily purse that I carry with me everywhere. And I've used a good amount of this already because the shade is just everything for me for spring and summer. So these are all the products that I wanted to share with you today that I've recently have purchased from Sephora. Some of these are very, very popular items and have been hyped and hyped and hyped on all social media platforms. I have been somewhat on a low buy since the beginning of 2023, so I selectively purchased a few newer items to add to my collection. So I hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. I know that Sephora VIB Spring Savings event is right around the corner, and I hope you find this video helpful with your purchasing decisions. If you have tried any of these products, share your experience with all of us in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, give this a big thumb up and don't forget to subscribe before you leave today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and watching this video, and I will see you in my next ones. Bye.